Talk to me.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't. I got your little one.
Can you hear me now?
Thanks for joining us right after Angela Anderson. Ginger, you're on.
Ah, great. Can you hear me? Is the microphone working?
I think so. I think.
Awesome.
I
Well,
think so.
you know, we certainly hope it is, because this is kind of a dumb show if it wasn't. So, hey,
It's finger painting.
It's
You know.
finger painting day, you guys. I want to thank my daughter, Cinnamon Cooney. You guys know her as the Art Sherpa. She was on earlier with an awesome painting. Showed you guys how to do it, and then we went right into Angela's flower, and she did. I was watching her. I have to say, that trick with the circles and stuff, Angela, I really liked how you got your flower around. That was very clever. You know, the thing about artists is we all have different ways of doing things, and so you can learn so much from everybody. It's just one of those things that you can, and that's why it's so fun to, everybody has different ideas about doing stuff. One of the things I learned years ago, I had taken a college course just right up the street here on acrylic painting, and I never knew how to stretch a canvas, but I learned that from the teacher. I personally thought I could have taught the course because I didn't think the teacher really had a grasp of it. There was a reason why we were doing that. My daughter was in college at the time, and there wasn't enough people to make the art course, and she wanted to take it. So I got a bunch of my friends to go up there as adults and kind of, monitor the course so that, she could have her art course. But you learn stuff from other people. I mean, this Bonnie Newman, I learned how to stretch a canvas, and I learned a bunch of, we all have things, the gifts, and this is why it's so fun to watch a collaboration like this, where you go from one artist to the next to the next. Now, I have to confess, this is the painting that we're going to be doing today, and I did this all with my fingers. I've never finger painted before, and this is from a Paul Cezanne. That's one of those old dead French guys, Impressionist. This was the painting. This was his.
One of our buddies.
This was his. This is mine. I think that's pretty good with finger paints. Don't you think so? This is me. This is him. That's what we're going to do today. And again, I had no idea how to do it because I've never, people probably think I finger paint. If you look at my hands when I'm off of a painting, when I'm done, my hands are all full of paint. Didn't seem to get more paint than that. I'm going to show you some things that I did, which I think might be helpful for you. We're going to start off with, the regular colors. Now, everybody else, either Cinnamon did gloves and Angela did some sort of a cream stuff on her hands. Oh gosh, I'm 70. I haven't done any of that stuff. If it hasn't poisoned me yet, I'm probably okay. It's how I'm looking at it. But I'm not saying that stuff's wrong. I'm not wearing gloves. I'm just doing what I always do, and it's. Wear them if you want to. I just need to feel my fingers. So that being said, let's get right to it. I know I know everybody wants to get into the finger painting, the nitty gritty of the finger painting. Ooh, right, nitty gritty. Okay, so John, if you would, John Little is our coordinator and executive director and producer of this show. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're new and you just happen to meet me through the gang, we'd appreciate it. We do fine art acrylic painting here, step by step, and we have some fun times. And again, you can. It's always fun to expand your knowledge, and so we appreciate that. So, John, if you would be so kind as to add the camera down to her. Oh, let's give a shout out to Sammy. Sammy is wearing his art outfit.
And he's got elf shoes on now?
Elf shoes. There's something going up with Sammy. Something's happening.
He is
something Christmassy is happening with Sammy. We don't know what. It's a mystery. We'll stay tuned
have
as
to figure
the days
out what that
follow.
boy's up to.
We'll keep talking about that. So I've got a little 8x10 canvas, and what I did was I painted it ultramarine blue and purple and dried it because I figured we could save like 10 minutes of drying just by not doing that. But I will show you. We did use a brush for that. And what you do is you take a little bit of phthalo blue and a little ultra dazzling purple, and let's try down and across, down and across, down and across. That's how I paint. Kind of scoop it up, down and across. This is the fastest way I know to cover a canvas. All right, down and across. You almost are weaving the paint. Okay.
I do have to say, when I was watching Cinnamon, I like her brush that she used for her background.
Oh, I like the big brush. And you could use, of course, a bigger brush. You could spray paint a background. You got to get some blue and purple on here. How's that, right? And then you got to dry it. Does that sound good? Because this is like kind of our underpainting, and that's what we're going to do. So you can see how we painted that. Do you need me to paint the whole thing, really? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. So, okay. So then,
just finish it off.
One of the things that kind of, if I have students got a little yellow in there by mistake, won't hurt a thing. This is all good. All right. One of the things that sort of I see my students doing sometimes they'll start painting and then they'll start the sides right away. Don't do that. Don't do that. And here's why. There's a lot of paint, and you know this to be true. When you go to wash your brush, how much of that paint did you just run down the sink, down the drain? So what you want to do is save the sides for the very last thing you do. Ooh, I don't know why I'm getting yellow in here. I'm not paying attention to you. That's all right. This is all good. Besides, I'm not painting on this one anyway. Be more careful, would you?
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Pay attention to what you're doing. You know, that's kind of one of these people that, yeah, anyway, so here we go. Now look, so and then I'm going to come back up here, kind of blend it in. Now here's what I'm talking about. So you've got these edges. Now's the time. I always like to have a little water over here. Can you kind of see my water here?
Yep.
A little bit of water, tip of the brush like that. Now, I'm going to basically clean my brush on the side of the canvas. That's the trick.
Waste not, want not.
Well, I mean, and then also, you know, for instance, if you're painting a sky or a landscape, and you've got a certain color, if you're, you know, let's just pretend this is a landscape for a minute, right? And you start your sky, and then you go back up here to paint, you might run out of the color that you need to go all the way across your canvas, and that really makes a difference on a large canvas. We, for the simplicity of the show, do small canvases, you know, so that you could actually finish something in a period of time. But anyway, so that's what you do. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Brush goes in water. We'll deal with that later. Now, see, look, I already got paint on my hands. I haven't finger painted anything. Okay, so here's what we're painting. We're painting the...
Hey, I've got a picture and a picture for that.
So we're painting this little jar here. John's got a picture and a picture. One of the things that you've got to remember, and we'll just get out the chalkboard real quick and give you the 101 how to paint a glass jar, right? Okay, so you start with a rectangle. Like that. That's easy, okay? Now, then just round off the corners. Can you do that? There you go, round off the corners. Now you have a rectangle. Now in this case, we're going to round it this way. And I think we came up a little bit like this, but you know, who's counting? Make sure these lines are parallel to the sides of your canvas. That's all you have to do. And then kind of round off the bottom. So there's no big trick on this, okay? Just isn't. You just decide how big you want your rectangle, okay? I had someone write me the other day and said, oh gosh, I'd love to join your art academy, but I don't draw. Hey, everybody learned to draw when they learned to handwrite, print and cursive. Everybody learned that. You just don't realize you all draw. Just you have to interpret now what you're drawing, but you've all learned to draw. So let's just take, when I look at his picture, I'm just going to put it down here so I can get it. I actually, in this one, I didn't do that. I just kind of freehanded the whole thing in with my fingers, but I see everybody else is using chalk, so I guess I can chalk this in too. So I'm just going to come up here like this and chalk in my vase, and I'm going to say that there's the top of the vase. And really, that's about all the information I want. Everything else, it looks to me kind of, if you look at his, doesn't that kind of look like to you like he painted it anyway, kind of? Doesn't
looks
it
like
sort
it
of?
to me.
Kind of looks like that to me. You know, I picked this one because I thought, well, if the old dead guys can do it, the Impressionists, you know, Cezanne, he was no schlep. He was a pretty famous artist there. You know, hung out with Van Gogh, and Van Gogh and Cezanne, let's see, Cezanne, Monet, Renoir, those guys, the whole gang, okay? Mary Cassatt, they were all pals, and they all hung out together and did this fun stuff. Okay, so probably at the time when he did this, people said, because they weren't popular when they did it, you know that, right? People are going, what is that junk? Now their stuff's worth billions. Okay, so here we go. So that's what we got. Now our colors are, you've got my palette here, our colors are what we always do. I'm not getting too clever here. Got Dazzling Purple, Ultramarine Blue, Phthalo Blue, Cad Red, Magenta, bunch of whites, some zinc white or mixing white, yellow oxide, and this was yellow deep and cad yellow medium. Now, I might have no allergies to cad red or to cad yellow. I've only known a couple people that ever did. But what you do is you substitute it for the hue. If you're ever concerned about any of those colors, buy the hue, okay, which is the artificial color for that. So they don't use real cadmium in it, for instance, or whatever they're using. They use some sort of, you know, plastic fake stuff. And it's called a hue, and sometimes it's a bit brighter. So nothing wrong with buying a hue. Now I have a little bit of water here, which I'm going to use to dip my hand, except it's in the wrong place. I'm right-handed, so I need this probably over here. And I was, all right, like that, because my fingers, I'm going to use that to dip my fingers in. Okay, so good enough, right?
Your brush.
And my brushes are my hand. There's
Absolutely.
no brushes. There's no brushes. But these, you guys said finger painting. I've never done this before, but I think I did pretty good with this one. Don't you think so? Just having to screw around. And then the other one I did, I got very inspired yesterday. After I did that, I actually filmed and did another one. This is another Cezanne right here. And I did another one just with the finger. So, I mean, it works. All right, so moving along.
It works.
It works. I mean.
So we're going to be putting the brush guys out of business now.
Well, I mean, you always have your fingers. You know, we have a friend who's a wonderful artist. Gosh, this woman is so terrific, and imagination in spades. And when she grew up in South America and in a village that was so poor that she couldn't afford paintbrushes, and she used to make a paintbrush out of her hair.
Wow. Now
she's really famous. I'll have to show you someday some of her stuff. Letty is her name, and she's really terrific. I'll have to give you a link sometime to her, because she doesn't do anything on YouTube, but boy, does she have some fun paintings. I have one of her originals. She used to take lessons from me. Okay, so let's just start with something. All right, let's just I wanted to show you a trick. We need some straight lines for this, and I'll show you how we're going to get that. First off, we're going to make some, we're going to just take some yellow oxide and a little purple. And we're just going to come along here like this, 2 fingers. This is the 2-finger smudge. Now let's take a little phthalo blue with that, a little 2-finger smudge, green that up a bit, a little bit of white, green that up a bit. Now look, I'm going to put a little water on the tip of my finger. Can you see my water? Where do I need to put my water? Right here?
Well, no, because yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so here's my water. I'm going to kind of just wiggle this up here like this. And now a little more paint like that coming under here like this. Okay, a little bit of purple, a little bit of water on the finger, tap it off. Okay, so this is sort of gold-green bottom. It's going to come under the sides of this like that. Okay, now more paint, a little bit of white. That's coming over here. I'm just kind of looking at what I've got. This is a little lighter area over here. Too much. Let's take a little bit of white with that. Scrape some of that off. That's the other finger. We'll put that down there. Okay, grab a little of this purple color.
So basically, you're using like 3 or 4 brushes at the same time.
Yes, yes, we're doing the multiple finger brush test. You know, see here, 2, 3 fingers going at one time.
New technical painting term.
Yes, yes, that's what we're doing. So a little more water up here, kind of blend this up in here like that. Okay, and this is our first layer, and we're coming around here like this. Grab a little bit of that color, a little phthalo blue, make it a little greener under here. Okay, see, I'm just smearing around little circles. Lift up. Okay, so far so good. Looks pretty good. Now we need to have a little purple and blend that into the background. So here's a little purple. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of water on our fingers, and we're going to just melt these two together.
You tapped it off a little bit too.
Yeah, I tapped it off on the rag, and then I melted these 2 colors together, right, like that. See that? So this is all out of focus and sort of smoke and mirrors like that.
Yep.
And let's do the same thing over here. A little water on the finger, a little bit of purple. Come over here like this, kind of wiggle it back and forth. I'm pushing actually 2 fingers, pushing pretty hard, and I'm blending this out, okay, like that. So far, now I need this. Let's take a little zinc white here, because he had in his picture, he had this a little lighter right here. So now I'm going to do that, and I'll take a rag, just like I would anything with a brush, a little paper towel, and wipe off my finger like that. And then I'm going to take this paint here, and because no paint on that one, so I can just sort of, I need it a little bit lighter here where that little shadow is going to go. Okay. All right. And then I think I need it a little bit greener over here with a little purple on it, like here, right in here. So we're going to blend all that back. A little bit of water, tap it off. So that's one thing I discovered, is that having wet fingers helps. Having your fingers kind of wet. See, look how that just sort of blends all out. Okay, so that was pretty good. I'd like to brighten this up just a hair. So then I would take, this is layering just like anything else. Your fingers are wet. So here we go, blending. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, looks good to me. All right, so now what are we going to do? Well, we know we've got, I guess I'll just take some chalk and show you. Like up here we've got a flower. Over here we've got a flower. This is the top of that flower. Toot, toot, toot. We got some sort of flower here. Doop, 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 bloop. Some little flower here. And then in the center here we've got some sort of flower like that, and we got some leaves over here, and then we got this other one that's kind of coming like that. So I guess, you know, if you need a map, sometimes you can just do a few dots just as reference. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so now a little bit more purple, a little magenta, And I'm going to say that I've got a little flower in here, like that, little purple, little magenta. And I'm going to say, here's my dark flower, okay? Now purple and magenta and white. Now I'm globbing this paint on this finger, right? Touching it like that and then lifting. Touch and lift. Okay, glob. Touch and lift. This is pretty thick paint, white paint. Globbing, globbing. Okay. White now. A little bit of white. Glob. Glob. Not that different than palette knife. See, a little bit of white, globby. All right, there you go. All right, flower one works for me. Next, oh, we had some sort of green stuff in here, so we're going to switch for a minute. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of water on the finger, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of phthalo blue. Now, I need something coming up here like this, like that. Some sort of greenery stuff coming up here like that. And I'm going to wipe the finger off, type a little bit of yellow oxide on there. Now I need to skinny that up. So what I'm going to do is go back up here with a little purple and just sort of skinny up the stuff that I want thinner. Okay, so that works for you? There we go, look at that. It was kind of hard to get thin stuff, but you know, one of the secrets of getting a thin line is you can always come around the other side of it and make it thinner. So here's a little phthalo blue and white in green. And up above this flower we had some sort of little, I don't know what this was. He probably didn't either, but something, right? Now I'll come back with a little purple, skinny that up so that I can suggest some sort of little tiny line here, and I can kind of see that. Now, little phthalo blue, purple, and white. And I want to come in here like this and just right in here. I want to make sure that I've covered all this. Now back to purple and blue. This is like my second layer on the picture. See that? This is my second layer. Okay. Now, let's see, what's over here? What's under here? Okay, our next one is we got a big white flower right here, but we got some dark purple underneath it. So we'll just put a thin layer of that, okay, like that. Make sure we have enough texture on here. Now, wiping the brush, finger, wipe the finger, rinse, wipe, rinse, wipe.
Zoe would like to know, Ginger, after doing your first and second, do you enjoy finger painting?
Well, I did. I mean, you know, it's actually kind of easier than palette knife painting, and you get the same effect, you know that? And you could still come back with a brush and if you weren't trying to be a purist, you could certainly use this technique. Does that make sense? You know, if you weren't trying to be a purist about it, if you were willing to use all your tools, your fingers and everything. Okay, so I'm going to say that there's some sort of little pink flower up in here like this. Doop, 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 doop. The sound effects are good. Do you like the sound effects?
You got to have the sound effects. It brings it all together.
Doop. I think you need the doop, doop, doop stuff to get really, you know, this would probably be fun with music. We have to be kind of careful on YouTube with music because, you know, they never know where you got it. It doesn't matter who said you could have it. I've never figured out how to use music. All right, so we're back here to white, and then over here, there's a really nice white flower over here that's sort of, and you'll notice that we're doing like little quotation marks, the same way we would do with impressionistic paintings, like little apostrophes in the, you know, with the finger, just little short ones. So it's just paint like that, like this, and it will follow the same rules as anything else. You've got to dry, okay? And you've got to figure out what came before what your layers are. So, like for instance, we know we've got up here, underneath here, we've got some sort of little, let's put a little purple with that. There, we've got a little tiny something there. Okay, so I'm just going to put it 1, 2, 3, stop. Maybe take a little purple, phthalo blue, and come up here like that. Erase some of it. Okay, so I've got that. Now over here, I've got one of those too. Got something over here. I'm not sure what. Let's take a little bit of zinc white because that will make it a little more translucent. And there's something here. We put it. Okay. All right. There's something there. Now over in here, could we play with our vase? Yeah. Shall we do that while we're waiting for this to dry? We could do the vase. I found a tool. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold our something long and straight like this. You do a ruler. Now we're going to take some phthalo blue and a little white. And a little tiny bit of purple, but not much. Phthalo blue, white. Okay, and then I'm going to come up next to this, hold it down very hard and straight. Make sure that I have this parallel. I'm going to draw my line here, just like that. See my straight line?
Whoa.
Okay, and then I'm going to come up here with some green and a little bit of blue and knock this back. There's a little bit of ultramarine blue here. There, and come back next to it and knock this over. And this kind of coming around here like that. That's a reflection in this vase. I liked how it did the straight line. Then what you do is you just wipe that off. If you want to do the other side, what I need is something lighter next to here. So I'm going to rinse the fingers off. I'm looking at the picture, and I need it very light next to here. So let's take a little bit of white and yellow oxide, and right next to here, this right here, I need light. I need a light area right next to this vase right here. Okay. So my thumb works too. The side of my thumb, I could probably get something pretty straight if I never did that. Okay. And then here again, this is the second layer of blending. See, here's the back of this finger blending. I mean, look, that works, right?
Whatever it takes, right? You have a whole hand.
You have a whole hand, so what are you doing? And wipe off, and then here, let's a little bit of water on the finger. Let's blend that out. A little water on the finger, a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue. Just blend that out, okay? Doesn't hurt. Like anything else, there's layers, okay? Hey, we want to thank everybody for for hanging in and watching us. I know makes it a sort of a long day. A lot of our friends in Europe have said that they wish we would do some live stuff during the afternoon, because we normally live on Mondays and Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, and people don't see it. 7:30. Sorry, I lied. Don't pay any attention to me,
At 7:30 p.m. Central, Monday and Tuesdays.
Okay, so I want to say that there's a dark shadow right here off the corner of this vase, right like that. See? Kind of wiggly. See? There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, oh, that looks good too. That was what Rob Ross would call a happy accident. Now see how I'm using my fingernail to sort of push that back? That looks good. All right, that works for me. Now, what else? Oh yes, a little bit of purple in this vase. A little bit of blue, just give it another coat. Because, I mean, this is fairly thick paint, so, all kind of has to go. Now, here, I'm going to turn this sideways, and I have fingernails, which sort of helps.
Now, when you turn, our microphones just changed.
When I turn the camera, what did I change? What changed?
I'm not sure.
I want to, this isn't straight up and down, so I want to fix this.
Echo.
Going back, there we go. Did I get that? Maybe I didn't.
Looks like you need to be a little bit wider.
Yeah, maybe a little bit wider.
Looking at your chalk mark.
Just gonna get the chalk mark wasn't quite straight, so I'm gonna straighten that out now.
Oh, that looks nice.
Okay.
Great color.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, there's my light line here, right? Now we'll just come in with the purple and thin it up. See, that's the trick. And we'll see a little bit of purple. That was blue. Thin that up, and I'm just gonna wiggle some purple in here because I want it to look like brushstrokes. And for this to be kind of, you got to understand when you're copying these guys, they were Impressionists and they were using oil paint, right? So what happened with the oil paint? Now look, I'm using my fingernail to kind of bring the paint down this way toward the bottom, kind of pushing it down and then just going back and forth with my hand. Okay. Get that bottom rounder. Let's see, can I round it up a little more? So, put a little paint right here on the edge and push it forward just like you would a cloud. Okay, let's just round out the bottom here. Okay. There, alright, that kind of rounded. Is that pretty round? Yeah, pretty round. Now, a little bit of white here while this is still wet. Wiggle some, barely touch it now, some white. And then there was another little bit of white right here, just doing this. Okay, and then another little bit of white right here on the rim. That worked. And oh yeah, there's some green here. Yellow and blue. And just see, I'm getting little globs of yellow on my finger and blue. And I'm mixing it right on the canvas. And then here's a little bit of light highlighted green right there. Okay. And as long as I'm doing that.
Now, the other finger painting that Ginger showed is not recorded in such a way that it's going to be a lesson. They've been asking about that. It'll be a speed painting because she didn't talk during it. She was just playing.
I just listened to my book on tape through the whole thing, and just had a kind of a quiet afternoon and finger painted. That was really fun, I got to tell you. All right, so I've got a little bit of green leaf that's coming down this way like that. Okay, and I'm just
I think we'll get more finger painting out of her, though. I think we'll have a whole series of adult finger painting.
Okay, so well, I think some of the Impressionist artwork lends itself very well to this. I mean, probably people looked at it and said, it looks like they finger painted it, Harry. Don't you think so? What is that junk, right? Okay, see where I'm taking this stuff now, thick paint, right? Now here I've got this little flower here, and let's say that there's another little leaf up here like this, and we've got something going here, and this one kind of overlapping that in this little space. Okay, like that. And let's see, where else do we have that? Oh, just something up in there. Ooh, all right, so it's working. Yeah. Want this a little brighter right in here.
It'll take me a little while before I can get that up and edited.
Yeah, but it was fun to show you. Now I'm going to rinse my hands, kind of.
I don't understand what happened to our sound
today. This is a
today.
good time. If we haven't done it, again, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch and what we're doing. This was fun. Back.
Oh,
in the
listen,
water
wait.
here.
Let's have a finger check.
Finger
Listen,
check.
yeah, let's see your brushes. Is your other hand covered too? You're doing two hands? Oh,
Well, I'm
yeah.
holding the rag, right? I'm holding the rag.
Well, you got to
Sure.
make sure you got
Now I'm
equal
going to come under
time.
here with this because this is dried just a little bit. And because I've got an underpainting, I can scrape out with my fingernail some of the dark. Do you see that? A little bit of magenta here. Here's the bottom of this flower. Like that. Okay, that worked. A little more pink right there, and that's too much. I'll just scrape some out. Okay, that worked. And then what happened here was there was another little white flower. The green's not dry, but let's just be bold and put it in.
Of course.
Okay.
Why wait?
Why wait, right? There's a little white one. It's a little daisy flower here, There we go. All right, so there's that little flower right there, and actually it's got some pink with it.
John, as a sock folder, do you think this would help with being looser? Lori, I believe you are in that class with me. Yeah, it probably would help, but I don't know. Getting my hands that painted, I don't think it's going to happen.
Once, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I mean, everybody has their thing. I was watching The Amazing Race, right? And what were they doing that I decided I couldn't do? That there was $1 million just wasn't enough money. I think they were jumping off a bridge, right?
Yeah.
But somebody else would think that would be fine. I guess it all depends on what you're thinking about. Here's some on the back of my thumb here, like this. See? And I'm going to take my thumb and then just use my thumbnail to get that.
Well, not that we can see because your hand's in the way.
Here, like this. Can you see it like this? Oh, you can't see it. All right, let me turn it upside down. Can you see it like that?
Yeah, that's a little better. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
So you just take my thumbnail and kind of.
Making a real ridge.
Well, yeah, making a little ridge, and I'm also just kind of skinning that up a bit too. There you go. All right. So that's good. I could put some green. Now we've got some phthalo blue and white. Here's some of that. Phthalo blue and white. There's a little bit of green in it, not much. We've got these pretty kind of green kind of leaves here this way. I mean, think about flower shapes. I mean, most people, flowers are either kind of a football. Everybody's held a football. You know what I mean? And a little blue flower up in here, like a little blue-green leaf up in here. Now let's take some ultramarine blue and some thicker paint now and put on there and give it a little bit more texture. Now we're dropping. We kind of got the shape. Now we're going to just add a little bit more paint to this. Oh, pretty, like that. Okay. And maybe even
Just
a
back
little
up
bit
a
of
little
blue
bit,
and
see how
yellow,
we're
almost
doing.
a Southern Ocean blue. Let's see if we could get that to happen. A little bit of yellow, more white paint. Ooh, that's a pretty, almost turquoise. I want some turquoise in this. There, a little bit of turquoise in there. And I'm dropping it off fairly thick too. There, ooh, that's pretty. Okay.
Now, do you think you're using more paint than you would with a palette knife?
No, probably not. Palette knives take a ton of paint.
Okay.
I'm really not using probably as much. So if you want to zoom out on that for a minute for me.
I just did.
See
You
what-
weren't looking. You should have been paying attention.
See, here we go. So, all right. So
Looking
there's-
good.
What's that? Now, let's see. We got a little bit of white here on the bottom of this vase right here, like that little bit of white.
Now, have you? I see you've touched the mixing white a little bit sometimes.
A little bit. I tried it over there. It was very ineffective. Mixing
Okay.
white didn't do diddly squat. Did anybody else ever say that, diddly squat?
Oh yeah, deli squat, absolutely.
I don't know. Everybody. I don't know what the current terms are, but diddly squat is a very satisfying term, isn't it?
Oh,
It really explains
Yeah.
it. Just you got nothing. You know, you got air. You know, that kind of thing. All right, I have to take a moment and dry everything, but I mean, here's our original Renoir, okay? I think we're getting there, don't you think so?
yeah, you're pretty close.
I think we're pretty close, right?
I think we can sell it to a museum.
Oh, absolutely. They're just lining up buying this stuff, right? But, you know, is it fun? Somebody says it's relaxing. Is it stress-free? Painting for me is stress-free. I mean, I don't find painting particularly stressful. I think it's kind of nice to paint. And so I'm going to dry this now, John.
And I need to turn you down while you do that.
You do that, you know?
Okay.
Okay?
You're turned down. All right, I don't have anything else to show you because it kind of came up. Hey, we really appreciate a shout out to the Art Sherpa, Cinnamon, and Angela for inviting us on a Saturday show. It's one of our first, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more of them. Like Ginger said, if you're not subscribed to us and you subscribe to the other ones, hey, throw us in the loop. You know, we don't mind having more subscribers. We'd love to have you join our party. We are live on Mondays and Tuesdays right here on YouTube at 7:30 p.m. Central. Sing the Jeopardy song. Da 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 da. Okay, enough of that. Okay, and she's back.
Okay, so here's the thing. Because it's very thick, it's going to be dry. It's not going to be totally dry.
You skinned it over.
Yeah, so skinned it over. So now we had a flower, and I just want to show it to you. This was a very, very easy flower. I mean, if you think about it, let's just draw it with chalk on our chalkboard here for a second. I'll just balance this up here so I don't touch anything. You're just talking about something that's doing this.
What is this now? Your
This is the red flower.
okay.
Okay, that's going to be doing this. Okay, so
Kind of
the
like
trick
cat
is
whiskers.
you're doing it with your finger. Now that would be just ever so much easier to do with the brush. Now we're going to do it with our finger. But what law says when you start with something that suddenly you can only use your fingers? Like there's some finger police coming around. Oh, she didn't use her fingers on that. She failed. Oh, no good. That's dumb, you guys. That's years ago I watched this movie. In fact, I read the book by James Michener called Hawaii. And in the story, the way he told this history of these missionaries, and Protestant missionaries had gone over to Hawaii, their church, would send stuff from New England to them, clothes, and in the wintertime they got wool clothes. Now it didn't matter that it was 80 degrees, 90 degrees in Hawaii, you wore wool in the winter. And they all just sat out there in the fields and worked in the fields sweating in wool paint. And you're thinking, man, that's really stupid. But then how stupid is a necktie, really? Think about that, right? And then how stupid is, oh well, I'm finger painting so I can't use a brush. Just saying. Think of
So
the
what are
context.
you justifying you're about to use a brush?
No, I'm saying I'm
Okay.
not, but I'm just saying if you felt like you had to, I don't want you to feel bad about it. Do what you can, and then cheat. Just do
Basically, it's the bottom line. It's the end result you're going for.
Yeah, it's the end result. So we got a little bit of that yellow deep and a little bit of the cad yellow medium and a cad red medium, and I want it just on this, basically on this part of my thumbnail.
Well, could you put it? Wait. Before what? Show. Put it out so we can see it.
So you've got it just on this part of my top of my thumb, and I'm going to start here in the center, and I'm just going to curve a line. I'm scraping up the back of my thumb, in other words, but back of my nail, as opposed to putting it on my actual finger. You see that? And I'm scraping it this way, and then I will turn my picture.
Now this is where I liked when Angela laid out her flower with the
Yeah.
little clock in the face and everything. That
was good.
That was smart.
That was smart.
And being a sock folder, I would have to do that.
Well, I mean, yes, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, but think about a clock. You know what I mean? You don't have to, think about a clock. And here we go. Just going to say, here's the red. Now that got a little thin. That got a little fat, but that's okay. I'm going to come down here. We're going to overlap. Make a little magenta with this too. I'm going to just add a little more magenta red to this. We're going to come down over our vase here. And each time I do a petal, I'm dipping into paint. Please notice that. It's like anything else. Let's just keep kind of spinning it around. probably doing a better job on this petal than I did on the other one, actually.
They're looking good.
Okay. All right. So now here's my red flower. Okay, like that. Okay. Now it had a purple center, so here's some purple on a finger, right? Doop, 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 doop. Everybody kind of gets that, right? And just tap, 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 tap. Barely touch it. And now it had a yellow center too, but you know, we can do that later. Now there was another little red flower up here.
Ginger, you need to shout out to Christine Riddle from England. First time she's been able to join us live.
Oh, hey, Christine! I'm so glad you joined us. Awesome! That is so cool. That is so cool. I love the fact that that we're connecting with more. I bet we've got Nancy too, and I bet Mona's here too.
Yeah, Mona was on earlier.
You know, I bet we have those guys because they've always said they'd like to join us. Now I've got a little orange flower up here that's like a little. It's different. It's like a little bell. Okay, so I'm just going to put that one in here too. This little tiny bell.
Again, we got the picture in the picture, so I can see what you're doing.
And I'm just going to put it up here like that. Just sort of, you know, it's like a little bell shape. Like that. And because we dried a little bit, it can kind of go over that one, okay? And go over that little flower. All right, now I've got some yellow deep, and I'm going to put it on my finger. And you would want to dry the center, but if you didn't and you just touched and picked up.
Oh, perfect.
Look at that, see?
Perfect.
And that kind of is, I think that would be hard to do any other way. Even with a brush, that little effect would be hard to get, okay? So now what else do we got to do here? Oh yeah, we had the shadow going back here, which we have, our shadow.
Down here at the
bottom. We've got our vase here. We've got a flower here. Oh yeah, we need a few more green leaves. We need a white something in here, didn't we? Yeah, a little white something. Some sort of little white flower in here too. Yeah, here we go. Now I've got red there. Now this is iffy. Let's take a second and dry that red.
Oh, you're chicken. You chicken, you.
Let's just dry that red for a second, okay?
All right.
Then we'll do that, and then we got some green leaves we're going to add, and then we're done. I mean, that's pretty quick. How long did that take us, John?
A half hour.
Half hour? That's not bad, right?
Not for you.
You know?
It's one of your longer paintings.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say it's going fairly quickly. We'll just do a couple more little highlights on our base and some green flowers, and we're done.
All right, while she dries that, at least I don't have to do that like Mark does. I don't know how Angela got Mark to do that for her, but so far I'm far enough away I don't have to do that part. Lucky me. If you haven't been to our website, gingercooklive.gallery, please come by and say hey. We do have a new way to send in artwork for our members. There's a video on YouTube, and it's also on our website right on the form. So make sure you take a look at that to see how that's going to work. Once again, thank everybody for coming today. It's been a long day for you, a lot of finger painting going on, but I think it's fun. I may have to try this. Looks like you can go fast enough and it won't dry out on me.
Okay, so let's see. I think we said my hands aren't really that bad, are they? Really, they're not really that different than what you normally see. That's why.
No, your finger.
Water on my finger, right? Kind of wet the finger.
It looks the same.
One of my little tricks here that I decided that needed, because here we go. Now a little bit of. Now if the finger's too wet, the paint won't stick to it. That's good to know, right? So here's a little white. Okay, now a little bit of white. We're going to say there's a little bit of a white, little tiny bit of a white flower here that's kind of overlapping these. We're just going to tuck it in here like that, with little, almost like little quotation marks. All right, some little white flower. Let's take a little purple and white, a little bit of purple. I just don't want too much. I want to come up under the bottom of this like that and just drop some stuff. Incidentally, I want to thank everybody who entered the contest to win the Honduras painting.
And now we have to make a point. Now, people, 3 words.
3 secret words. I'm amazing the number of people. If you got it wrong, we were nice enough to write you and say, try again.
Say, really? Hell, are you kidding?
And I mean, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Angela and tell her to be sure to come back and write. Try again, Angela. Angela Maxwell. You know, try again, right? You know, just try again. If you haven't already, because
you have until
John's writing people back who said, we're not trying to trick you. We just wanted people. I thought it was a good idea. We just wanted people to read our newsletter. We thought that was a good way. If you had to search all the way through the whole newsletter, you would have read it, right?
Right. The critiques now are done through our website. You'll get an email that Ginger has responded, and you have a ticket waiting or a response.
I'm waiting to get my computer back. I've got an Apple computer. It's like a laptop. It's like 3 years old, and I couldn't clean the screen anymore, with water or anything. It just looked like it, I had been rubbing cold cream over it or something. I could see that once it was on, and then smearing it around. Once the computer was on, I could see it. Here, I've got a little green here. I need a little green leaf up here like that. Here, a little bit more yellow. There you go. There we go. Just curving. Remember, quotation marks. There you go. Little green leaf. Oh, look at that. Little highlight there. Look at that. Oh, perfect. See, that's had a little chance to dry. A little light there. Little light here.
Have you used every single finger?
I don't think I used the little one that much, but I did use the side of it. Yeah, I did use the side of it. Okay.
Right. I want to make sure it's equal opportunity over there.
Yeah, I needed, let's see, I needed something up here, a little bit brighter up here. This is coat 2. This is just one. Here, just barely touch it. Oh, wait, I remember what I forgot. There was a little bit of white here. Here, we'll use the little finger for that. Here, we've got a little white bud up here that's going to do this.
Oh, yeah, I see that one. That's a perfect use of it.
Like
that's perfect for the little finger.
Yeah, look at that. See, that works. And then it had a little kind of almost yellow oxide base to it. Kind of smoosh it in. Where's my purple? I'm gonna skinny it up by adding some purple, like that. There, see? Skinny that up, but just put a little background color on it and skinny it up. Let's see, what else did I? Oh yeah, there was a little more white here. See, we're getting down to the white. Want a little bit white or highlight here. Okay, and here maybe on this. Right here on this side here, I want a little bit of white right here. I'm just using my fingernail. Right like that on that one right there. That looks pretty good. Let's see, was there anything else I did? What am I missing? Oh yeah, there was a green one that went across that red flower. I wanted to be kind of careful with that. There was a green one that went...
Went into the red?
Here, but
just a little bit.
I hate to fool with my red flower. I kind of like it, so I don't care what he put here.
He was wrong.
Well, it's not wrong, but it just didn't work out logistically for mine. How's that? Is that a nicer way to put it?
They want to see you sign this with your fingers as well.
Oh no, I use a brush. You got to use a brush.
Oh no,
Right?
This is going to be a pure.
Okay, so here's a little bit of yellow and green here like that. A little bit of ultramarine blue gives you your army green, and I need a little more army green down in here on the vase, and then in here like this. And then there was a little tiny bit of red right here on the vase, right here.
A little slash.
Like a slash, and that's too big. So what do we do with that? We just take a little purple and skinny up the slash. Look at that. So that
purple
works, right?
Is your friend.
Purple is my friend. Now, here's a little
That's
bit
really
of red,
nice.
cad red medium, and I want a little bit redder around the outside of this flower. Red is one of those colors where you can always do 2 coats. And I'm just going to tap a little bit. See how it kind of brightened that flower up a little bit? There too, like that. All right, a little bit of bright. And then he had a stem that came down, and you could do this with a brush. He had a stem that came up like this and then went down. Let's get some white here. That went down to this thing right here. A little stem that went to there. And I think that's a little trickier. But there it is. There's our stem that went to the back of this. Again, going to use a little purple to skinny it up. There.
Tina is watching this live while she's getting her car washed in the car wash.
Oh my gosh, isn't that just amazing? All right, so I think we did pretty good. I think I might like to take a little bit of white paint and the green and stuff and lighten it up down here a bit, just in the front a bit.
Cheryl's asking, what about right above the red flower ginger? What's above the red flower?
What about it?
Oh, there's another white.
There's some pink up there. We need to put some pink. Good thought. Good thinking. Thank you. All right, now here's this is where we blend it. Here's a little water on the finger, see? And a little bit of purple.
I think I'm just going to have to give this a try.
And a little bit of water on the finger, and then wipe it off and then blend. Actually, this is kind of neat because you can really feel the pressure. See how that just sort of disappeared? But I wanted a little bit lighter in this corner, like in here, just a little bit, okay, like that. Okay, so I mean, I really like how you can, I tell you what I really like about it is you can, let's see, a little bit of mixing white. Now that's where the mixing white would come in handy. A little lightness. Ooh, that wasn't mixing white. What was that? That was too white. All right, so now.
Oh, Angela Anderson's mentioning a white flower in the upper right-hand corner, looking on the master.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Thank you. So we're out of white paint. Yeah, up here there's a white flower. Yeah,
hey, we're going to stretch this baby out to 2 hours.
Yeah,
just hang in there.
All right, white flower up here. 1,
2,
3, 4. Reminds me, did you guys ever make daisy chains when you were a kid? I'd love a video on how to make those anymore. Just what?
You gotta have that.
I absolutely suck at those kind of crafts, you know. All right, so there's that. Now, purple on the finger, dot in the center, dot. Aha!
Perfect. Look at that.
Look at that. It just it's up there, and then there was a little bit of purple white next to it that he did. So let's just do that. Little pink purple.
People are asking if I'm going to be painting again sometime in the near future. Not sure how we're going to do that yet. Our schedules are still pretty hectic.
All right, so I like that, and I think we've got enough. We've got enough here. Do we need any more white up on this flower? Sometimes you can go back and you can add a few little highlights. You know, reshape something.
Sue is saying something about the above the purple flower top left. Oh, you're missing the purple flower top left. It's coming off of the green.
Oh yeah, I'm missing the purple flower top left. There you go. But there you go. Huh.
This is a joint painting. We appreciate it.
I think there was something here too, wasn't there? Like some little purpley thing right there.
Yep. Yeah, a little purpley thing over there.
A little purpley thing there. And I think this green leaf could have come down a little further. This one, you know, we just brought that down a little more like that. Okay. I think we could have had some green back up in here. Look, here's the side of the hand. Do you like that? A little bit of purple up back, then here's the side of the hand. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, I like
that's a great effect.
I like how you can take some water and then take your hands and just smear it. I mean, that is fun. So I have seen artists do this anyway when they're painting. Take their fingers and smudge something out. I think this could be a little darker here, going back like that, our little shadow. And I think it had some blue-green to it too in his. So now I'm getting a little fussy, but there you go. Ah, perfect. And then let's see, what else do we want? Anything else here? I think we're pretty good. A little bit darker under here. Skinny that up. There you go.
Let's see if we have anything else missing. Okay, everybody out there in...
Did we get it? Did we pretty much get it?
Oh yeah, this one will be up for auction. Yes, and we're going to start at $1 million.
Yeah, this is an auction. Sure, we'll auction these off. I mean, just a few little these things up here like that. All right, well, I had fun with this. I hope you guys, if you joined us late, I hope that you started with our journey with come back and see our journey with Cinnamon, my daughter, the Art Sherpa. She did a really nice series of flowers first, and then Angela Anderson did a really nice, big, beautiful flower and showed you how to do it. A lot of different finger painting techniques with water-based paints, like what we're using. We're using acrylics. Now, the thing about it is that you can use gloves. I'm going to just, someone says, how do you get the paint off your hands? And I like to use one of those green sponges with the rough stuff on the back, and I just scrub it. I never have any trouble getting the paint off. It's fine. I just sort of live with paint. But for those of you, again, I think Angela had some really good stuff. You want to watch hers. That she had some good stuff you could put like a hand guard. I've tried various ones, and they make my hands sticky. I don't like them. But there are better ones. But get the ones for artists, not the ones for auto mechanics. Okay? Don't run into your husband's garage and say, this will work, because it may not. Okay?
Hey, we'd like to thank Joanne for the donation. Greatly appreciated.
Well, thanks, Joanne. That's just so sweet. We really appreciate that very much, right? Really appreciate that very much. I got one little thing here.
Oh, I knew she was going to go
back. Sorry,
I
had to do one thing. I was looking at this going there. All right, sorry. Had to do that. All right.
Well, we need to sign it.
Yeah, we're going to sign it.
Once you sign it, it's done. No more going back to it.
No, and what you want to do too is use a brush to sign it. Oh wait, I got a new pen. All right, you guys, I have a brand new pen, and this is one of our viewers wrote me under comments. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe. That's also fun. And if you haven't subscribed to Angela's and Cinnamon's channel, do that too. The more the merrier, you guys, really. All right, so somebody promised me that these were good pens. We're going to test it together. This is a Posca, and it's made in Japan or China. It could be either one.
It's Japanese. It is Japanese,
right?
Yep.
And
Did you shake it first?
You have to shake it. Now, when you shake a pen like this,
You
leave
hear
the
it?
cap on. If you don't, you could spray paint all across the room. Or the stupid tip could come out and fly across the room. Good luck finding that, okay? So please, I see people doing this all the time. They shake it without that, all right? So I'm going to shake the pen, and you really, really shake it. Now, here's how people ruin the tips, is that then you have to pump the pen with the tip down onto something. Well, the problem with that, and let me just get all this paint out of the way, okay? The problem with that, okay, is that if you push too hard, you're going to screw up the little felt tip pen. So you can't be brutal about it. All right, so we're shaking it up. Now we're going to very gently pump the pen. See, nothing's happening. Don't push harder. That's not how it's going to...
There it goes.
It's not... See, there it goes. All right, look at that.
Whoa, that's look nice.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to start...
Okay, wait, let me zoom in.
All right, there.
I want to get close.
Now, please notice I'm holding the pen between these two fingers, not the thumb, not the middle finger. Middle finger and the thumb.
That looks pretty good. Do we know what kind of paint it is?
Then I'm going to put the cap in. I probably should clean that because it's a little wet. Don't put it on wet paint either. And this is called a Posca by Uni. Uni is made by Stafford. Stafford is the largest pen company in the world. If you ever look those people up, they've got pens that'll write on the moon. I mean, and underwater 1,000 feet. I mean, it's just they're so screwy, all the pens.
And when was the last time you were underwater 1,000 feet writing?
Well, I'm just saying they know stuff.
Okay.
They know stuff.
And you were at the moon recently?
No, I haven't been on the moon recently. But you know, John, I'm over the moon whenever I look at you.
Geez, there's a good one.
There's the red slash through the name, like that. There you go. There you go. That's my red slash.
Oh,
And,
yeah, perfect.
You know, here we are. This is our that's our painting. I think it came out pretty well. If you had fun, this originally was a Cezanne. Cezanne. It's getting to be elongate. Here's our. All right, not too shabby, right?
Mr. Paul.
Mr. Paul Cezanne. I mean, we could have. Now, part of me wants to put that green leaf back through here, like he had, but that's all right. Maybe I could have brought it over further. Come on, let's bring it over.
I knew it.
Well, I mean,
You signed it, and I told you no more touchy.
I know you.
It never works, though, does it? Is that red dry enough?
Yeah, then I just scraped it there. There, I just brought it over because he had it, and I'm sorry. Part of me is just, you know, and then it needs a little bit of yellow, light yellow, which I'm out of. But I'll put just some. Here, this is how bold I'll just put some on my finger. Do you like that? Like that?
Oh, perfect. Get the little finger in there.
There
you go.
Perfect. See? All's good. That ends well.
Okay.
So there we go. That's what our.
Hey,
we'd
we'd like to thank everyone. Hey.
Hope you had fun. And again, this was a great collaboration. Hope we'll do it. I hope we do more of these because we learned a lot about finger painting and we learned a lot about all kinds of things today. And sometimes that can be pretty exciting too. So again, I hope you guys had fun. And part of me sees something else I want to do as long as I'm fooling around with this. I'm going to push this down here like that. And
why do I even bother?
Because I'm sorry, I'm looking at the one next to it, and then that's killing me. You know what I mean? I'm looking at that one going, I can't leave it like that, John. So here's a little ultramarine blue into that white, pulling it down like that for that highlight. There you go. See? Better. Now I'll put a little mixing white with it over. And again, you can dry it. No reason why you can't dry something and do it again, is there?
Do it again and again.
You know, so you
keep
certainly
layers.
can.
It's all about layers. Doesn't matter if you're using your fingers or a paintbrush.
Acrylic paint, it's all about layers. All about layers. So great fun to do, and I think we kind of got a lot done with our fingers. All right, you guys, this was our fun time. If you see any other projects you'd like the three of us to do, you know, maybe there's another idea you'd like, let us know. Be sure to comment and write, share your artwork. My Pinterest board is full of art from our viewers who send in their art, and you got to give me a good enough picture that I can put it up. If it's a real funny out of focus picture, I love to see it, but I can't really put it up. Okay, fair. It's got to be that. So anyway, here we go. I'll move this out of the way. And here's our latest creation, and here's the one I did before. So I'll show you that. Right. So see, I think the flower came out better this time. Second time was the charm. There we are. Thanks.
Can't get my Thank you.
Let's say goodbye. Oh, Monday, we're going to be Monday. Don't forget to come watch us Monday. Where's our stuff we're doing Monday?
It's right in front of you, underneath the
Is it?
palette.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Right where you told me to put it.
All right. We've got some good news for Monday. We're doing more flowers. This was another, was this another Cezanne for flowers?
I think that was
forget.
Renoir's.
It might be Renoir. This was a Renoir. Okay. We're going to be doing that on Monday, and Tuesday we're catching another Van Gogh. All right. And those will be all done with brushes. No panic. Right. So fun to do. We're gonna. Those are our paintings for Monday and Tuesday. So I hope you join us live at 7:30 Central Time.
We want to thank everybody for coming, and we appreciate the moderators being with us. And do check the descriptions for Cinnamon's link if you don't have it, and also Angela's. It's in the description. You want to watch all three so you don't miss an exciting moment of the. What is it? It's not. We can't say. Grown up finger painting.
Because there's a lot of different ways to do that. There's a lot of different ways to do that, you guys. And so there's absolutely no reason not to catch all the. Get the info. Besides, I never did it before, so who knows? I'm even right, but that's how I did it. So there you go, right?
Again, that's Monday and Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, right here on Ginger Cook Live on YouTube. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.